Good luck, Australia! Who's the other fifth one? Kelly, and then the three wingers. At some stage in this game. They're on, girl.
Oh, masuk dua lah muka kau.
Welcome back to Putrajaya. We have semi-final action coming your way now, and it's in the men's 35s division. New Zealand will be taking on Cook Islands in the first semi-final here on field one. So New Zealand are finishing second in the pool. There's just one pool in the men's 35s. Their only loss of the tournament coming against the Australians earlier on in the rounds. They lost that one 8-6. Our second semi-final that is taking place at the moment is Australia playing England. So the winners of both semi-finals progressing to the gold medal match this afternoon. But it'll be New Zealand who will go into this one favourites. They beat the Cook Islands in the round games 11-3. But one thing we have seen so far in some of the other divisions where teams have come across each other in the round games, they played semi-final matches in the following days, and the scoreline has been much closer in those finals. Teams definitely lift for the semi-finals, and I've got no doubt the Cook Islands team will be doing the same here for this match. But it is the New Zealand team who get us underway. And they're driving into 9 beautifully here, and they look to get underneath. There's the opening touchdown, so wow, Michael Davies straight away. Just the speed coming into the line from the Kiwis, so showing their intentions nice and early here, New Zealand. We're still at regular conditions for this match in terms of match length. We will be playing 2 20-minute halves. The heat is still quite up there at the moment. I just went down prior to the match to have a look at the index meter reader, and it's sitting up there at around 38.6 at the moment, but expected to increase as the day goes on. But conditions, while hot, are still a lot more suitable for the players at the moment than what we've experienced at times throughout the tournament. As they turn back on the inside, nice cover defence there from Rihiri. And 6 more touches. So New Zealand looking to turn back on the inside. As Carl Knox just drives up the sideline for the Kiwis. It's Norman now with the ball. They come back centralised with Rihari. Gets the ball back again. Rihari just goes through the middle of them. Cook Islands defenders may be called offside. The second toucher there of Horston making the touch And covering on the inside for Andrew John. So touch made and called from the referee. Cook Islands now moving forward and try to shut down the Kiwis. Rahari goes from half dishes early. They come out to this right-hand side. They look to get underneath, but that's a nice touch made out here on this left-hand side for the Cook Islands. And Mervyn Reid making the touch to hold the Kiwis out. So the score remains 1-0 in the opening stages of the men's 35 semi-final out here on field 1. As mentioned, Australia taking on England in the second semi-final. Australia and New Zealand yet again the favourites to progress into the grand final, but still a lot of work to occur first as the Cook Islands just go the Hail Mary pass over the top and couldn't connect on that occasion. And Adam Collins joins me in commentary for the remainder of this men's 35s semi-final. And Adam, as always, when it comes to finals football, it's exciting times, but the Kiwis are definitely the favourites going into this one.
Yeah, they are the favourites, but the Cook Islanders, they have bought their game this afternoon, or this morning as we speak. And no love lost out there, plenty of rivalry and also plenty of mateship, so it'll be interesting to see which game the Cook Islanders bring today. Some big bodies out there, that's for sure. Very athletic specimens in the men's 35s age group as we see Kiwis on the attack.
Yeah, roll within the 5 metre line there. Michael Davis again. He scored the opening one for the Kiwis, one of their danger men. Drives into the line now. Knox comes from half, but it's going to be a penalty given here.
Yeah, plenty of talent in this New Zealand outfit. Plenty of men's opens experience for the Kiwis. So the Touch Blacks really bringing their A-team to this game. Skinner, the man at acting half now, gets that short ball off the ground. Side step back inside. There's a quick dump. The dish off the deck. And that's all it takes. Just a little show and go on the dive over from Carl Knox. Beautifully worked. A touchdown from the New Zealanders. Men in motion and just putting the Cook Island defence in two minds. And the little dummy and the step back inside. Did it easily in the end, but well constructed from the New Zealanders.
Yeah, they strolled over there for their second touchdown of the match. And there's early alarm bells ringing here for the Cook Islands team. They get us back underway. Nagari coming out to the left-hand side. They work their way back into the middle of the field now. Masters just jinking and diving around. Masters still and dancing around. Brian Adams driving in now. Masters will get the ball back. They look to wrap here and go short. Just comes over the shoulders and they've turned the ball over, but New Zealand, they're straight back on the attack. Quick roll ball.
Yeah, some good experience there from the New Zealanders. Tight defence, and then we see the transition, but they give a penalty away here, so forward pass from the ruck. The referee's right on top of it. I was just going to say it was good speed in the transition from the Kiwis. They turned defence into attack very quickly, but on that occasion, the support runner just overrunning the mark there and the forward pass thrown. So a good opportunity for the Cook Islanders here early in the second half. They're down by 2, but they have an opportunity to score here if they're good enough.
Yeah, good chance here for Cook Islands to get one on the board, and this would definitely help them. They show and go. Now they've got into the in-goal area. Holston, he's just got to try to connect up here. He's still going, just throws it over the shoulder and diving catch.
Referees will have a chat here, Scotty. There could have been some contact on a player off the ball. We are looking at an obstruction play or a held back play from the New Zealand defenders. No, the ball down, so no interference was called by the referees. So we'll just get the game back underway with the Kiwis in attack. So, yeah, well done there. That was pressure and could have been try time for the Cook Islanders, but the Kiwi defence right up to it.
Yeah, nice work from the Cook Islands. First real opportunity for them to get a touchdown. Just couldn't quite pull it off in the end, but the Kiwis, they're rolling through the field nicely again here. And Davis is back on the field, gets the ball back again now. Michael Davis.
There's Skinner at acting half. One gets away from him. Penalty to the Cook Islanders. So danger times there. Could have been Skinner around the half. He's always dangerous, and the defence would have been awake to that. But on that occasion, the person rolling the ball wasn't square, so the referee gives a penalty to the Cook Islanders, who now make their way up to the halfway line. So 3 touches gone well over the halfway line. So nice transition for the Cookies.
Yeah, Stephen Day coming onto the field. He has the ball now. Will look to turn on the inside. Takes the touch himself. We'll get the ball back again here, Day. Let's see if he can orchestrate something. Another quick roll ball. Day goes back on the inside, but Davis coming in out of the line for New Zealand. Read it perfectly and shuts the play down.
Yeah, watch out for the number 2 for the Cook Islanders here, Daniel Sever. He plays hard, works hard around the field. He's only a little man, but he certainly puts in for the Cook Island teams. He was one to watch from an earlier game, so I just saw him come back out there and get straight into the play as now the Kiwis drive into the line. Step and go there, Sever in the middle, working hard, but an overlap created. The defensive link coming in when he probably didn't need to come in. That created the extra man, and New Zealand good enough to take the opportunity with a try for, I believe it may have been Naza Silbury.
Yeah, nice touchdown again from New Zealand. So that shows the skill level and class of the Touch Blacks is coming from their end of the field, going right through in the middle, getting down to the other end and finishing off with a touchdown of their own. So the Cook Islands, in terms of defence, are going to have to try to look at something to stop that roll-on from the Kiwis.
Yeah, Naza Silbury's another one of those New Zealanders who's had plenty of men's opens experience, only recently coming from the men's opens ranks straight up into the men's 35. So, yeah, some interesting skill levels out here. Leon Skinner, Naza Silbury with plenty of experience to see the Cookies. Forward pass, but the referee's going to blow a penalty for the defenders on that occasion, not retreating the required 5 metres. So another opportunity here for the Cook Islanders.
Yeah, if Gavin Downs managed to just get a better delivered pass on that occasion, there was a link coming in from the right-hand side and was running a really nice line. They actually had them in a bit of trouble there on that occasion. The Kiwis, as they look to drive in underneath. It's big Johnny Dean. Really agile for a big man. And Dean fires back to Andrew John. Andrew John switches back in. Dean again driving in. They come back to the right-hand side. They go left to right. There's a little bit of space. And diving cover from Blank. Now he's actually must have missed the touch there. I just looked down for a quick second and the referee has indicated that it is a touchdown. So the Cook Islands get their first on the board.
Yeah, great call from the New Zealander who made the diving attempted touch there, but obviously didn't make it and made the right call. So great honesty from the New Zealand defenders, and that's what they're known for. Great respect. We see the cramp player coming off. He just gave us a celebration and cramped up during the celebration. But that was great athleticism from the winger who had plenty of work to do there, got outside his man and was able to dive back into the field of play. That's the sort of athleticism we're used to seeing from wingers in the NRL or the rugby union around the world. So bringing it to the Touch World Cup here in Putrajaya.
Dornenbull just dancing around at the moment. He just went away from Davis on that occasion, so they still have touches in the bank here. The Kiwis, Dornenbull. Again, now he drives in. Davis is sweeping around the back. Fires. It's been picked off here from the Cook Islands. I don't think he's got any intention of going the long distance. Oh, as soon as he picked that one off, he just looked for support. But yeah, still a good play, wasn't it?
Just having a look at the big winger out there who took the intercept. He's heavily taped on the right hamstring. So probably just looking after that muscle there. Unfortunately not able to go the distance, but enterprising play once again from both teams. The Kiwis really set that up well. The winger had to come in and make that play. He was good enough to do so, but unfortunately with that heavy strapping on that right hamstring, couldn't go the distance.
Yeah, and they turned the ball over in the roll ball there. Halston just couldn't get a clean one down for Brian Adams, who was hanging around in the acting half position. But the last few minutes have been the Cook Islands. They got a touchdown and picked off the intercept there. So a little bit of momentum coming in to the Cook Islands. But the Kiwis, they can strike from absolutely anywhere. And they're rolling into the line really nicely now with Marsh. They pick up and go from half. They come out to the right-hand side. And has he held on to the ball, the referees are going to pull this one back. I'd say the pass might have gone forward.
Yeah, called it forward. The big dive, the outstretched arms of number 12, Derek John Blank there for the Kiwis. But all in vain as the referees were coming around to call the forward pass. So the Cook Islanders now driving forward off their own line. They've got a lot of work to do. A play called offside, so that gives them a piggyback.
Cook Islands now, they have changes coming onto the field. Ngari is with the ball. And Dean, he streams back onto the field, drives in now, does Dean. John gives back to Dean. They're working together nicely in the middle now. I think he just dropped the ball there. That was the right call, Andrew John.
Yeah, that transition there for the Cook Islanders was a little bit messy. Early touch count, a little bit of confusion around the roll ball, a little bit of slow play. It took the big man, John Dean, to come on and reorganise. He did that, but unfortunately the player just losing possession, a little bit sloppy.
Yeah, but the Kiwis have done the same and turned the ball back over to the Cook Islands. So they've been a little bit messy themselves in the last few minutes here, New Zealand. So John Dean, again, just driving forward. They'll make some changes again, the Cook Islands, as they come over the halfway line. It's Elliott just driving forward, steadying the ship for the Cook Islands. More changes onto the field now. Stephen Day rolling the ball. He gets the ball back again. Does Day. That's Waichiora. Dishes. Day. They come to the right. Touch New Zealand hands here, so they're going to get another 6 touches.
Yeah, 6 more touches here for the Cook Islanders. And you just mentioned that the play has slowed down a little. I can tell you it's 5 to 10 in the morning here, and the air temperature is already up around 34 degrees. The humidity, well past 75%. So conditions are getting a little bit hotter, a little bit stickier, so the ball may become a bit slippery with the sweat that will be forming on the players out there. So tough conditions to here in the men's 35 semi-final.
So Day again working with Antane Rui. Rui has the ball now, comes back to the right-hand side. Day, they go for the wraparound play. He goes long. They've got space out here, the Cook Islands. Yes, they have finished that off beautifully. That was a really good finish in the corner. Another touchdown to the Cook Islands. They're making a game of this now. The score is 3-2, New Zealand leading.
Yeah, all clear. Mervyn Reid there on the wing. Nice touchdown. A way to strike back for the Cook Islanders. The Kiwis will have to regroup here because it looks like the Cookies have got some momentum. The substitution box all pumped up, getting behind the man that scored the try, but they know they have a job to do and they are willing to put their hand up and do it. Let's see what New Zealand have here to strike back.
Yeah, a lot of their key players for New Zealand, when they came back onto the field, just got together as a group and had a bit of a discussion, no doubt. They're getting a little bit nervous with the way the Cook Islands have played in the last few minutes. So plenty of communication out here between the Kiwis at the moment. And they're just throwing the football around. They come in towards the 5-metre line now. They go against Green back, but again, they've turned it over. So it's been errors from New Zealand that have cost them in the last 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, Carl Knox just had a look up at the defensive line there as the ball was coming to him and put it down. That sloppy play, he want to correct that because I know Carl, and he won't be happy making an error that simple as we see the Cook Islanders driving now over the halfway line. Substitutes come on. Big Bobby D's back out there. Big John Dean. So let's see what he can do. He can construct a play, giving orders, barking instructions. There he is, the big man into acting half. On that occasion, wasn't sure of the touch count. That one was held up for 6 touches.
Yeah, spot on, Adsy. They did lose track of the touch count there. John Dean was setting up to have another go from half, but they turned the ball over, and the Kiwis, they've had too many players on the field. They managed to just whip back off. So play continues on with Yee driving in. They just take the sting out here. Dornenbill here, and again, a little bit of a lack of communication. Dornenbill still having a chat with Davis on that occasion. He was looking for Davis to stay on the outside. Davis switched back in, and the ball goes to ground.
Yeah, while play was going their way, there were no finger pointing or instructions being barked, but as we see the Cook Islanders applying a little bit of extra pressure, Kiwis a little bit more vocal and a little bit more demonstrative in their actions, really letting each other know they're not happy with that play. So just a little bit of frustration creeping into the New Zealand attack.
They're in trouble here, the Cook Islands. The players, I think, are still offside if they can continue to go on. And the touch is made on Chapman. So lucky to get away with that one. They were making changes as the penalty was given, the Cook Islands. But there's alarm bells ringing now as New Zealand are attacking the line. They get it back onto the inside. I think a touch has been made there. Really good work. We've got an injured player down here for the Kiwis. This doesn't look good, actually. He's huddled over.
He might be nursing a shoulder here. He hasn't moved, so he is in a bit of pain. Cook Island players, great respect shown, just standing over the top, making sure he's okay and calling on the New Zealand medics. But the player hasn't moved. Didn't quite see the action that may have created the injury, but just the way he's sitting down there, I am suggesting it might be a shoulder, the right shoulder or the left. Yeah, the way he's carrying it off there, could be something to do with the left arm.
Yeah, it's Daniel Yee who has picked up the injury. He's walking off in the in-goal. Generous applause there from the Cook Islanders. But New Zealand touches up their sleeve here. They'll be looking to get another touchdown on the board because it's been all the Cook Islands in the last 5 minutes or so.
It certainly has, but it was nice to see the concern shown by the Cook Island defenders there for the New Zealand player. You see Daniel make his way to the substitute area to be looked after. The Cook Islanders under pressure here. The scramble going, the dive from the New Zealand, but the touch was made on the shirt. The referee standing over the top of the player. The indication was clear. You would touch first, sir. Back to the mark for the final touch. So the New Zealand now, this is their last opportunity in this set. The Cook Islanders squeezing right. There's a step back. Loses a little bit of possession there, and that was just enough. But 6 more called, touched in flight. That's a big let off for New Zealand. No,
they've changed the decision, and probably the right one, because the Kiwis actually went straight back into the defensive line, and not one stage where they're trying to claim 6 more touches for their team. So probably good honesty from the Kiwis as well, and the halftime hooter goes in the background, and we've got a game on our hands. It was all the Kiwis to start this match, but the Cook Islands did a fantastic job to get themselves back into the match. They go into the halftime break only down by 1.
Yeah, as you say there, mate, the momentum has shifted because Cook Islanders are on the ascendancy here, and you can see the difference in the sub-boxes. They are pumped here. The Kiwis walking off. The Cook Islanders are already in their box in the shade, and they are set to go. I'm looking forward to the second half, Scotty.
Yeah, make sure you come back as well. We'll take a quick break, but we'll be back with the second half action as we go into the halftime break in this men's 35 semi-final. It's New Zealand 3, the Cook Islands 2. And we are back on field one for the second half of the men's 35s semi-final. The score, New Zealand, they only have the one touchdown lead at the moment. It is 3 touchdowns to 2. And the Cook Islands, they were just in front of us here at the halftime huddle. And you might have heard through the live stream the big cheer as they all put their hands in and work their way back onto the field. They are pumped up, no doubt. And they will have the first possession for the second half to get us underway. Really good finish to the first half. It was all New Zealand to start off. They actually led the match 3-0, I'm pretty certain. And the Cook Islands went back-to-back to reduce the margin back down to 2. But it's still going to be a big task for them in the match. But yeah, really good first half there, Ads. So they roll the ball on the 5. They just had to go and retrieve the football there from the grandstand area. But we are back underway. And they've turned it over again. So, wow, mistakes are still happening. I'm sure that would have been one area that the coaching staff would have indicated to the players. They've got to complete their sets and hold on to the football. But their first touch of the second half, they've turned it straight back over. So they switch in Halston. He gives to Brian Adams. Send back out to their left-hand side with Masters. Adams again with the ball now. Halston drives out right. Adams, they get the wraparound play. Adams switches in nicely. They get it on. Oh, they're trying to claim 6 to go. Sorry to cut you off during that, Adam, but yeah, nicely constructed play there and good ball movement. The final pass just goes behind Thomas. Masters out here on the right-hand side, but danger signs. The Cook Islands, they're looking good. Yeah, they're rolling over the halfway line right now, so that's the first touch. And on touch 2, they throw the ball around. They've got touches in the bank here, the Cook Islands. They don't need to do anything silly, but we can hear calls from the box. They've got to try to keep their running game going and momentum. They're getting within the 5-metre zone now, though. I thought they might have looked to go long. They still hold on to the ball with Halston. Halston gets it back. He sends it out long. Goes over the head of the Kiwis. Juggled. Oh, wow. If he didn't juggle that, that just took his time away from him. If that was a nice clean ball, that was going to be a touchdown. And yeah, apologies. We just had a technical issue with Adam Collins' mic there. We bring him back into the commentary box. But yeah, Cook Islands looking really good so far, Adam.
Yeah, they are certainly looking good, Scotty. And yeah, sorry about the technical difficulties. Some of my best commentary too, mate. You blocked me there. But anyway, we'll get back into the game. New Zealand, they are making some unaccustomed errors. Really simple mistakes. The last few times they've had the opportunity. But we see them here. They might complete their set, which I believe, Scott, might be their first complete set. As we see the ball go to ground as I speak, that would have been their first set of 6 in about the last 5. Cook Islanders, they've really lifted here. They've got great support in the crowd, and they are on fire.
Yeah, they at least finished their set of 6 down the other end of the field, or as far as they could get down. So this is the first time the Cook Islanders have had to transition out of their end of the field. So let's see how they can do it. They've got Plenty of starch in them at the moment, though. It's touch 3 as they roll over the halfway line. And the Cook Islanders send it back out. Gavin Downs on the field now. Downs, he gets the ball back, drives in, 5th touch. They go from half. They come to this right-hand side. Yeah, the ball dips away there from Dean, but they were well covered defensively, the Kiwis, on that occasion.
Yeah, Cook Island shifting the ball to Dean. He's been the one that's really come on and made a mark. He slows the play down, gets a little bit of composure back into the attacking line for the Cook Islanders. So he's one to watch for the Cookies. I'm very, very sure of that, as we see New Zealand now just driving up to the halfway line. This is where they've been making a few of their mistakes.
They've
Looks like we might have another one. A forward pass from the ruck called by the referee. So as we speak, that's another turnover in a costly position for the New Zealanders. The Cook Islands have to do something with the ball here. We see Mervyn Reid making his way off. Mervyn Reid, I talked about him earlier. You may have seen on the pictures the intercept that was taken. And a scoring opportunity as well here. He's very heavily taped on the hamstring. So Paul Mervyn, he's out there doing a job for his team as we see the Cookies on the attack.
Dean back onto the field. Downs and gives it to Dean now. The sweeper coming around the back, Andrew John, but no, they've turned the ball over as well. So first error in the second half for the Cook Islands as well.
Yeah, looked up despairingly at the referee, claimed a penalty, but the referee said, no, you just lost possession there, Mr. Dean. So turnover for the Kiwis. This is a better roll forward for them. Nice ball movement too, a little one-off pass. There's the acting half going now, just not finding any holes here. There's Big Dean making a touch. Very agile for a big man.
The Kiwis again, they've got some danger players on in Davis and it's Skinner. Davis goes into the half now, comes to the right-hand side. I think they've made touches. Beautiful work from the Cook Islands there, putting some outside in, defensive pressure on, and the touch and pass is the call. And they hold out nicely there, Cook Islands.
Yeah, Tane Rui coming in off the wing there to shut that one down. He had to do the job. He certainly did that for his team. The late pass given, so a penalty to Cook Islands. We see them work their way off their own line now. A little bit of confusion, a little bit clunky as they make their way to their substitution box, and on come the fresh legs of the Cook Island players, but the defensive men from the New Zealand team coming up, getting in their face and forcing the error. So another costly turnover this time for the Cook Islanders.
Also good to see Daniel Yee, the number 15 for New Zealand, who went down with what looked like a shoulder injury, made his way on that previous set. He's just headed back over to the interchange box now, but at least he looks like he's running around freely from that injury. Skinner has maintained his position on the field. He has the ball again now, Leon Skinner. Carl Knox gets the ball from Skinner, gets it again. Knox comes off the left foot, and Knox, he looked dangerous in the early stages for the Kiwis in the first half.
Yeah, great teamwork between Knox and Skinner. They are definitely the duo to look out for here as we see Skinner into acting half. Great skills from Skinner. Goes across the line, gets the ball back to that man, Knox. Knox just waiting patiently on the line as Skinner went through from acting half. The defensive players all go for the man that broke the line and left Mr. Knox vacant on the scoreline, who gets his team ahead by one more. So interesting there. The Cook Islanders have had all of that ascendancy. They look to be the team in control, but it took the experience of players like Skinner and Knox to bring their team back into it for New Zealand.
Yeah, perfectly called there. The two danger men working together really nicely for New Zealand. It's been a long time between drinks for the Kiwis to get their 4th touchdown, but it's on the board now, and they get the 2 touchdown lead back again. And the Cook Islands will be really working towards trying to claw that back down to 1. They did a great job to be able to do that, but a little bit of sting just looks like they might have been taken out of the Cook Islands as Horston, Dishes, Ngari. They're coming down the short side. Turn back on the inside, but yeah, the cover defence there, all over it for the Kiwis.
Yeah, a little no-look pass there. Back to your man, Brian Adams. Anything he does it for you. And now we see the Kiwis back on the attack off their own line. Working hard now, so maybe that touchdown has lifted their spirits a little. Let's see if we can get a complete set of 6 as they make their way up to the halfway line now. Looking for their 4th touch here, so it's a couple of touches to go in the count. Oh, sloppy around the half, he overran it there. Lucky to maintain possession.
Yeah, Dornable gets the ball back. It has been a little bit disjointed, but they drive in nicely into the line here with Rahari. Rahari backs up nicely with Michael Davis, and they've gone back-to-back there, the Kiwis. So they recovered in the end. It was a little bit disjointed as they were making changes onto the field. They straighten up, drive into the line nicely, and a good finish there for the Kiwis.
Yeah, we talked about the importance of that little ball off the deck, and that was certainly the situation there. The quick roll ball, passing off the ground, nice short pass, just finding the man in open space. He didn't have a lot of work to do. All he had to do was dot it down because the link defender hadn't squeezed in tight enough. So a nice touchdown constructed once again by the New Zealand.
Yeah, big call from their substitution box. Energy, boys, was the call. They have looked deflated. So they're identifying it. The coaching staff of the Cook Islands, they're a little bit more running now. They come off the left foot and just turn it back onto the inside. Ball was probably going to be forward if it didn't hit the deck anyway, and the Kiwis hold on. But yeah, they are starting to look a little bit tired and flat, the Cook Islands.
Yeah, there's Naser Silbury, that man with the experience driving his team forward there. Skinner working hard also. As you said, energy was the call, and we talk about body language as well. The Cook Islanders certainly seem a little bit down in the body language department here in the near substitute box. So we see the Kiwis go deep into the Cook Island half. Here's the last touch coming up. We see Davis go across, looking from half, and there we find the man again. Once that acting half goes across the scoreline, the Cook Islanders just turning, looking to try and take that man and leaving gaps back on the scoreline. On that occasion, I think it was Bradley Norman was found in space. So another touchdown for New Zealand. They have really taken or retaken control of this match.
Yeah, it was a touchdown to Norman there, but Michael Davis, the footwork and the speed that he shows, super impressive. He is definitely one of their key players. He's had a fantastic tournament as well, Davis. But 6-2 is the score now. It's getting away from the Cook Islands. They need to get a touchdown back on the board if there are any chance of trying to get themselves back into this match.
Yeah, just a little tick under 9 minutes remaining as we see a bad error from the Cook Island team there as they're an attacking opportunity out from the New Zealand line, but now a turnover. So just a little bit of pressure coming the way of Cook Islands, and they're not reacting accordingly, but we do see a penalty given for a forward pass from New Zealand, so another opportunity for Cook Islands to come back into the match here.
Yeah, this is a handy penalty for the Cook Islands to get. They'll tap it. They're about 25 out from the touchline. That is a strong touch there from William Marsh. They drive in again. They go central. Stephen Day back into the middle of the field. Gets the ball back now, does Day. They're happy just to burn a couple of touches at the moment, the Cook Islands. Gets the ball again, Day from the wraparound. Nice work, but they tried to roll it in the 5 metre zone. And maybe lucky to get away with the penalty on that occasion, but a little bit of rough contact, I think, in the ruck might have been the call there from the ref.
It may have been the call, a little bit of traffic. That was a tough roll ball to try and affect, as you said. Within the 5 metre line, two defenders coming in from New Zealand. I think he was lucky to maintain possession there. That just looked like he lost it in the contact on his own. So, let off for Cook Islanders. They'll regain possession here. There's Big D. No, that's Brian Adams there going out of half. Nice skills. He's another bigger body bloke, but he's certainly working hard for his team here, getting composure, working in tandem with his player there. You see, there's that pass off the ground. Goes back inside, tries to get underneath the defenders. Two of them jamming in, shut him down.
Yeah, last touch now for the Cook Islands. Adams to Halston. Oh, big contact there between Halston. There's two players down. Halston is down, and one of the Kiwis has got back up to his feet. And that might be Daniel Yee again, who actually went down with a shoulder injury, but Yee has jumped back up to his feet, but definitely not looking good here for the Cook Islands. Just couldn't quite see who went down there, but yeah, he hasn't moved.
I think it may be Derek John Black, but not sure of the injury, but let's just say that he may be speaking with a squeaky voice when he stands up here.
Yeah, I was interested to see what the Cook Islands, coaching staff there grabbing the legs up in the air. I'm not too sure what the actual medical procedure was there. Just
trying to
shaking things about, or
trying to shake something back into place.
we see, it's never pleasurable.
Yeah.
Oh, no wonder he was down on the ground for as long as what he was.
I don't know about you, Scotty, but that's uncomfortable to watch. Just, getting some composure up here ourselves in the commentary position. Yeah, the big man shakes his head as he makes his way to the substitute box just down here in front of us. He didn't want any ice applied. That is one thing sure and for certain as he takes a knee here on the substitute area. But we're back into the play with the New Zealanders now rolling up to the halfway line. This looks better from them, Scotty. They seem to have regained their composure.
Yeah, we haven't really seen them go too direct through the middle of the field like they have in this set. So nice work here. I thought they might have been going for Davis. They kick away from him. They're going to come a little bit more central now. So good work to re-scramble there. Silbury swept around the outside, but they take their time here. Silbury moves into half, gives it to Davis. Watch out for his footwork here. Comes off that left, looks to go underneath himself. Beautiful work. They couldn't recover. That was just individual brilliance again from Michael Davis. Jeez, he's been good in this game.
Yeah, but a nice call again from the defender who was there. He could have claimed the touch, but he knew he didn't make it, and he said so. So nice work from the Cook Island defender, and superb individual skills from the New Zealanders there, extending the lead out now and have really taken the strength out of the Cook Islanders.
Yeah, 7-2 is the score. New Zealand leading at the moment, and they have had all of the second half here, the Kiwis, so they reacted nicely coming out of the halftime break. I'm sure there would have been some pretty strong messages from their coaching staff at the Cook Islands. They're not giving up here. Can they get another one on the board? That's a beautiful ball. And finished off nicely in the corner. The New Zealand, no, he hasn't given it just as of yet. The Kiwis, I think, are protesting that it was a forward pass. The sideline referee coming on field, but the on-field referee, he looked comfortable with it from the start. He gets the overall say in the end, and he gives the Cook Islands their third.
It's all about the way the ball is delivered out of the hands. On that occasion, I think the on-field referee got it right. There's certainly no question that the ball may have travelled forward, but on delivery from the hands, the pass was backwards, Scotty. The way the wind's blowing here, it's not massive, but there is a little bit of wind that may have affected it. So a great on-field call. Yeah, had to reward skills like that. That was a beautiful pass.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was the right call. Looked like a touchdown from where we are. The referees are always in a better position, but the on-field referee awards the touchdown. So number 3 on the board for the Cook Islands. And the Kiwis now, Skinner is back on the field, gives it to Knox. They're looking to sweep around the back. They do give it. They come against the grain here. Skinner throws the left to right. There's space. They look to dive in the corner, but good scramble defence in the corner. I think it was Gavin Downs for the Cook Islands. He springs back up to his feet now. It's Skinner has the ball again to Masters. Masters drives in, Skinner again. Look, will he go short? He's into the in-goal area. They come back out to that right-hand side. They can't recover again on this occasion. The Cook Islands, and Skinner taking complete control of that set, sets it up perfectly. They went the 1-2 punch, couldn't get it on the first go. They went the second one and get the touchdown in the corner.
Yeah, we talked about the duo before, Knox and Skinner. Skinner on that occasion really demonstrating why he had a massive career and influence on the Kiwis in the men's opens division. Leon Skinner, a long-time representative of the Touch Blacks, and he has had an amazing impact on this game. Even when the chips were down, he was still out there rallying the troops, and that pass was sublime. The scrambling defence from the Cook Islanders, not able to get across in cover. The winger that had made that earlier scrambling touch, he is hindered by a injury, and unfortunately he'd come in there to try and help his inner men out, but wasn't able to get back in time. So New Zealand, they are really in control of this match and on their way to the gold medal game.
Yeah, Nari just having a go at the line there. He's going to get the ball back again. It's Brian Adams again back out onto the park. Horston moves into half. Good to see Horston's recovered from that horrific injury that he suffered earlier on. He's back out there and smiling. They turn the ball over though, the Cook Islands on the 5-metre line. And the Kiwis coming out of their end of the field now with Norman. They dish it, they'll go towards the substitution box. Yee just taking the metres. Yee gets the ball back again. He'll go forward and work his way off to the field. And look at the intent here from the Kiwis. They're looking to finish the game off strong, but the referee's seen something. He goes over the mark for that call. So they turned it over, but yeah, they were looking to turn the screws there, the Kiwis, as they came out of their sub box. Cook Islands will take the tap. They trudge forward. And just crossed the halfway line now, so it'll be the Kiwis that will progress to the gold medal match, which will be played later on this afternoon in the men's 35s. We've also got the women's 27s and men's 45s grand finals coming your way this afternoon as they go the baton, and it's gone just slightly forward, you would say. But the Cook Islands, they should really hold their head up high. Great effort to make a semi-final in the World Cup this year in 2019. They'll play off for the bronze medal this afternoon, so one more match for the Cook Islands. And they'll be looking to take some medallions away with them as well. So we can't quite see the score in the other semi-final. It is Australia taking on England at the moment. We could only presume that the Australians would be in control in that one at the moment. Anything can happen as Davis takes the touch to finish the match. And the Kiwis, as mentioned, will progress to the men's 35 gold medal match later on this afternoon, but the Cook Islands should really hold their head up high. The way that they responded in the back end of that first half was really impressive. They got themselves into the match and went down at the end to an extremely experienced New Zealand side. So final score here in the men's 35 semi-final on field one between New Zealand and Cook Islands is New Zealand 8, Cook Islands 3.
Can you repeat that?